Beyond Compare Wrestling presents BCW Beyond Rules.
It's alive!
Previously on Beyond Compare Wrestling, Jacob Akane found a tag team partner in Adam Ace, and they were successful in their tag team debut. Now, they are on a collision course with longtime rivals, The Exiled. Can this newly formed tag team find success against the BCW World Tag Team Champions? Over the last few weeks, tensions between Cameron Lewis and Isaac Taylor have reached a boiling point, and tonight they meet face to face. Are these tag team partners going to break up, and will BCW lose one of its top tag teams? And Dirty Don had full control of BCW for one night, and he fired Fancy Dan. Gave his friends a BCW World Tag Team title shot, and put Mr. GM in a squash match against Victor Payne. Now, Mr. GM has had enough and has vowed to fight Dirty Don himself in tonight's main event. Dirty Don versus Mr. GM in an ambulance match. Beyond Compare Wrestling presents BCW 40 Beyond Rules 3.
Happy Halloween, everyone, and thank you for joining us here tonight from the beautiful Parts Unknown Arena in Parts Unknown, USA for BCW Beyond Rules 3. It is one of my favorite annual events for BCW, and tonight the card does not disappoint as we have a double main event in store here. It will be Mr. GM versus Dirty Don in an ambulance match. We have the BCW World Tag Team Champions in action, The Exiled versus Adam Ace and Jacob Akane in a Beyond Rules Tag Team matchup. Plus, Isaac Taylor and Cameron Lewis came face-to-face earlier tonight. We have the exclusive footage from that. But to kick off tonight's event, it is Grizzly Mac and Amir Man taking on Kensho and Tofik in a first-time ever tag team matchup. But we got to break down the X Factors because there's a lot to break down in this one. For these two teams, they are tournament opponents coming up in the BCW Commonwealth Title Tournament. All four of these men comprise the right side of the bracket. So when you have tournament opponents, the question becomes, can you gain an advantage over your opponent in this tag match tonight leading into the tournament? Can you create an injury? Can you put your opponent into your mental computer and figure out a game plan to take them out in the quarterfinal round? We're going to find out here tonight. But the wrinkle to this one is, because they are all on the right side of the bracket, could you potentially be facing your tag team partner in the semifinals? If Grizzly Mac and Amir Man advance, they'll be facing each other, and if Kensho and Tofik both advance, they'll be facing each other. So not only are you gaining advantage against your opponent, are you gaining an advantage against your partner? We're going to find out in our opening contest right here tonight for BCW Beyond Rules 3.
Making their way to the ring, the team of Amir Man and Grizzly Mac.
And here they are, Amir Man and Grizzly Mac, one of the top teams that we have here in BCW, and one of the most diverse teams here that we have in BCW. Grizzly Mac, as you can see from his physique, so jacked, so strong, so aggressive, so explosive. He has that claw maneuver submission that he just has been tearing through opponents with. And we have Amir Man, so fast, so technical, and he is the brains, so great at formulating game plans. He is one of the top strategists here in BCW. So put them all together, they are one of the most dangerous teams that we have. But can they beat Kensho and Tofik here tonight?
At a combined weight of 545 pounds, the team of Kensho and Taufik.
And here they are making their way to the ring, Taufik and Kensho, and as we've seen from that lower third graphic, these men are the top of BCW, whether you're talking about the heavyweight division or the tag team division. Both these men have climbed the ranks to become the #1 contenders for the BCW World title. And most recently, they've been tagging and they climbed all the way up to become the #1 contenders for the tag titles. They came up short on both those exchanges, but their records are still absolutely stellar. And as we go into 2025, they are both looking to become the first ever BCW Commonwealth Champion. But the first step on that journey comes tonight as they face their opponents in that tournament in the tag team match right here, right now. Grizzly Mac kicking it off against Taufik.
Fight!
The bell is rung, the match is underway. Grizzly Mac coming out hot. Huge display of power, picking up Taufik. Military press style and just slamming him down and just hit him with a huge headbutt there. And just from a quick glance at this one, both these men are almost like looking into a black mirror. They are both so jacked, so tall, so strong. Similar attires. You think they would almost be tag team partners just from a visual pat down of them. But Grizzly Mac, I think he has the advantage in being so aggressive, so strong. And I think for Grizzly Mac, he doesn't get the credit for his strategy. Amir Man is the strategist of the team, but Grizzly Mac, he is criminally underrated when it comes to his ability to game plan and how to use all that aggression and strength. And right as I say that, look at there. Grizzly Mac went outside the ring, had Amir Man distract Taufik and took out Taufik on that one, gaining the advantage. Perfect tag team synergy between Amir Man and Grizzly Mac. Now it looks like Taufik's getting the advantage. Drops him right down. Guillotines that neck right on the rope. But Grizzly Mac kicks out at 1. And when you have tournament opponents facing each other, you do not want to budge. You do not want to show any weakness. You don't want to give your opponent an inch. You don't want to show that you are weak in any area. Taufik gets the advantage there. Goes for the tag. Tags in Kensho, looking for a double team maneuver here. Picks him up, slams him down. Oh, it looks like they're going for a little crisscross candy applesauce. Going for the elbow drops there. Now Kensho is in the ring. Potentially a semifinal matchup for this Commonwealth tournament. It is going to be Grizzly Mac taking on Taufik in the quarterfinals. And it will be Kensho versus Amir in the other quarterfinal matchup. And as I was breaking down the X Factors, I mentioned that you are looking in the immediate, in the short term, to gain an advantage over your quarterfinal opponent. But when it comes to the semifinals, you could be facing your tag team partner. So it's an interesting situation where you're trying to focus on your opponent, but you're looking over your shoulder at your tag team partner as well. When you go back to the locker room after this one, you don't want to show any sign of weakness to your partner as well. Beautiful German there from Kensho. You don't want to show any weakness to your partner as well because you might be facing him in the semifinals. So lots of wrinkles to this one. But let's get into the match. Kensho picking up Amir and just booting him right to the face. Kensho is known for those lethal kicks. But opts to tag in Taufik, and this is a big, huge size mismatch here. Goes for the cover. Taufik with 300 pounds plus over the chest of Amir. I'd say he has 100, maybe over a 100-pound weight advantage between Taufik and Amir Man. And Taufik just using every inch of that. But tags out in Amir. He wants to get that tag to Grizzly Mac. Can he do it? And he does. He was just getting his back clubbed, so Amir had to tag out, and Grizzly Mac just raining down the punches on Kensho. When I think of the whole BCW roster, if I think of one man that you do not want mounted on top of you raining down blows, it is Grizzly Mac. Look at that physique. Letting Kensho know it too. But Kensho counters, goes for his signature maneuver, the leaping tombstone, as he shut out the lights on Grizzly Mac. Can he pick up the win? 1, 2. Grizzly Mac kicks out, but he is hurt. Grizzly Mac again with the strategy, rolling out to the outside, and Kensho, he's been known to jump over the top rope and dive. Oh, but opts to go after Amir. Does not want to risk it in this one. Oh, but right as I say that, goes for the suicide dive when Grizzly Mac has his back turned. A lot less risk when your opponent has his back turned to go for a maneuver like that, and goes for that big, huge lariat to the outside, and Kensho is feeling it. The crowd is erupting. What an opener in this BCW Beyond Rules 3 opening contest. This tag team match is not disappointing. But Grizzly Mac shot to the solar plexus of Kensho. He's got to do something to create some space and some damage. And right as he creates a little bit of space, Kensho goes for that super kick. Grizzly Mac looks like he needs to make the tag. And Tofik does not look worried. Obliges, goes for the big man, little man. The last time Amir and Tofik were in the ring, Tofik had the clear advantage, so I do not blame Tofik for letting Grizzly Mac get that tag. But what's Amir going for here? Is he going for those triple moonsaults? Uno, dos, and is he going for Trace? Gets to the top rope and hits it. Beautiful execution from Amir. So agile, so technical, and what's he going for here? Oh, thought he was going for the full Nelson bomb, but reverses it. Gets it into the rings of Saturn. Goes for that submission hold. That's something new we haven't seen out of Amir. That's something he might be looking to break out in this match and in the tournament. And now he's going to the top rope. Smartly using all his weight and gravity to his advantage to inflict major damage on Tofik. And what's he going for off the top rope? Flying forearm right to the face. That could be a knockout shot. That was a lot of force. 1, 2. And Tofik kicks out. And the one advantage to being so big and having that big, huge beard is it's hard sometimes to focus in on the jaw, and I think that saved Tofik on that one. Oh, but what's not going to save Tofik here is this claw maneuver as it just crushes the face, covers the mouth, suffocating while inflicting pain on Tofik. It is going black here. Will the lights go out for Tofik in this one? And they do.
Fatality.
Grizzly Mac wins by submission. Wow. I know Grizzly Mac's claw maneuver has put out opponents, but that is the biggest opponent it has put out. Grizzly Mac dealing some max damage on that one. And I don't know if Tofik passed out from the pain or the lack of oxygen, but Tofik took some big, huge shots in the last minute of that matchup. And Grizzly Mac has a decisive physical and now mental advantage. Tofik knows that if he gets that one slapped on in the quarterfinals, he is going home early in the tournament. Wow.
Here is your winner by submission, Grizzly Mac.
Well, congratulations to Amir Man and Grizzly Mac. Clear advantage going into the quarterfinals of the BCW Commonwealth Tournament, and they pick up the win here in our opener at Beyond Rules 3. All right, and now we are moving on to the first half of our double main event here tonight. Adam Ace and Jacob Akane taking on the Exiled in a match which is the namesake of Beyond Rules, the Beyond Rules match, and it is going to be tornado tag style here tonight in this one, but we got to break down the X Factors. New tag team partners in Adam Ace and Jacob Akane. They've had exactly one match under their belts. They are 1-0. They are new tag team partners, so they have not worked out all the kinks. Can they coexist in a tornado tag style match here tonight? And to further that point, they got to keep their emotions in check. Adam Ace, he wants a piece of the Exiled because they took out his normal tag team partner, Jason Shields. And Jacob Akane, he has wanted a piece of the Exiled since Beyond Rules 1 when they took him out with that Nightmare Fuel powerbomb. So both Adam Ace and Jacob Akane, they want the Exiled so bad. They've been waiting so long. Can they keep those emotions in check? And the final bullet point here, non-title and Beyond Rules. With the tag titles not on the line and with the stipulation of no rules, will that play a factor into the strategy of either team here? We're going to find out in the co-main event here tonight at Beyond Rules 3.
Please welcome Adam Ace and Savage Jacob Akane.
And here we go, the new team of Adam Ace and Jacob Akane making their way to the ring, and this time they got a little more tag team synergy. They are coming out together. In their last outing, they came out separately, and it goes a long way to coalescing as a tag team when you do everything together, including making your entrances. Both these men look ready. Can they get it done here tonight?
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 540 pounds, the undisputed BCW World Tag Team Champions, Ultimo Nightmare and the hardcore icon Xander. They are the Exiled.
And here they are, the Exiled. Every time they make their way to the ring, there is a certain ambiance that fills the arena. There is a certain creepiness. It is like stepping into a horror movie, and especially so on Halloween night at Beyond Rules. And the Beyond Rules match has been the signature match of the Exiled. It was at Beyond Rules 1, Xander versus Jacob Akane. Xander picking up the win because of the debut of that man on the left, Ultimo Nightmare. And at last year's event, they defeated NSFW for the tag titles, taking out Jordan Jones in the process. At the last two events, they've taken out their opponents. Are they going to take out their opponents here tonight? We're going to find out.
The following contest is a Beyond Rules match. There are no countouts, no disqualifications, and weapons are encouraged. The only way to win is via pinfall.
Fight!
And here we go, the bell is rung, the match is underway. The first half of the co-main event here at Beyond Rules 3 is underway. Adam Ace, Jacob Akane taking on Xander and Ultimo Nightmare of the Exiled. And these two have paired off right away. It is Jacob Akane and Xander. Jacob Akane with that huge maneuver and Ultimo Nightmare with a huge maneuver. Very similar. And now we got the big men pairing off. This is what Jacob Akane has wanted. But Ultimo Nightmare picks up the 350-pounder and throws him around like he is absolutely nothing. Ultimo Nightmare, 6'7", over 300 pounds. Absolutely jacked. I don't think there's an ounce of fat on his body. And just showing his strength there, picking up the 350-pound Samoan and tossing him around. And what's he got here? Picks him up for the pump handle and slams him down. And for Jacob Akane, he has wanted Ultimo Nightmare for the last 2 years, but this is not going how he planned it at all. Rolls out of the ring. You rarely ever see Jacob Akane showing any form of retreat. And Ultimo Nightmare just slams him there with the shoulder block. Oh, and now both men going for the steel steps. Dueling steel steps here in this one. Who's going to strike first?
Impressive.
And Jacob Akane just brains Ultimo Nightmare with that steel step. And these men are brawling to the outside. It did not take long for this match to break down. And with no rules in this match where you can do anything, all you got to do is just get the pin. You cannot blame all these men for taking it to the outside, incorporating weapons real early in this one. But when it comes to weapons, when it comes to fighting on the outside, I give the advantage to the Exiled. Xander is that hardcore and deathmatch specialist. His skin over years and years and years of competing in these types of matches has made his skin into leather. I'm sure he has one of the most durable frames, even though he is of just over the 200-pound mark. He is so durable. He is so resilient. And evidence there, gets out of that suplex attempt and just hits Jacob Akane in the back of the head. Adam Ace and Ultimo Nightmare on the left side of the screen. They are pairing off. Adam Ace is going for those steel steps.
Superb.
And he just brains Ultimo Nightmare with it. Ultimo Nightmare is taking 2 shots, but look at that. He gets right back up. Ultimo Nightmare seemingly impervious to pain. And when it comes to emotions, when it comes to hatred, the Exiled have not ingratiated themselves to anyone in the tag team division, especially these two in Adam Ace and Jacob Akane. As I mentioned, the Exiled took out Jacob Akane in episode 13 at Beyond Rules 1. It took Jacob Akane a whole year to recover, and he returned at Beyond Rules 2. And ever since then, he has wanted to get his hands on the Exiled. He finally found a tag team partner in Adam Ace, who had his partner, Jason Shields, taken out. So it has been a 2-year grind of Jacob Akane every day, thinking about the Exiled, thinking about this match right here, right now. But Xander here, he goes for that stop sign, and he absolutely brains Adam Ace with it. Looks to hit Jacob Akane, but reverses Jacob Akane with that huge lariat. Oh, what's Adam Ace got here? Brass knuckles shot to Ultimo Nightmare. Goes for the cover here. Is he going to get the win off the brass knuck shot? And Ultimo Nightmare kicks out. That is highly unexpected for Adam Ace to bring the knucks in. And that is what I mentioned about keeping your emotions in check. Premeditated brass knuckles from Adam Ace. And you can't blame him. Ultimo Nightmare took out the tag team partner of Adam Ace, and he wants revenge, and he got a little bit of it there with that brass knuck shot. But Xander gets in, recovers, and hits an exploder on Adam Ace into the corner. Is really starting to break down now, fast and furious, with this tornado-style format of this Beyond Rules match. Now Jacob Akane, Jacob Akane had that stop sign, but gets hit. Now it is Adam Ace and Xander in the ring. Adam Ace goes to the outside. Is he going to look for another weapon? It looks like he is. What's he going to find? Oh, and he finds the kendo stick. Looking to hit Xander. Maybe he wants that pound of flesh. Oh, but dueling weapons now. Kendo stick versus stop sign, and kendo stick wins. Xander eats the shot, though, reverses it, and looks to hit Adam Ace with it. Hits him a shot to the back of the head. Adam Ace reverses, hits some strikes there. German suplex, middle of the ring. Oh, and what's we got here? Going for the Nightmare Fuel. This is what took out Jacob Akane at Beyond Rules 1.
Fatality.
Almost a mirror image of what happened the first time. And picks him up there for a choke slam. Could this be it? 10 feet in the air. 1, 2. Adam Ace kicks out. But look at Jacob Akane. He has been taken out. And let's go to the replay here to show what happened at Beyond Rules 1 when they took out Jacob Akane the first time. Oh, and Ultimo Nightmare, he's going for a Nightmare Fuel. Is he going to take out both members? Picks him up over 10 feet in the air and slams him down right in the center of the ring. But Jacob Akane is back up, and he hits him with that spike right to the throat. But Xander quickly is right there to break it up. I do not know how Jacob Akane... Oh, I do not know. Jacob Akane's up, but he picks up Xander and slams him down on that stop sign. That exact maneuver, almost virtually the same, in the exact same part of the ring, with Jacob Akane's head hitting those ropes. That is how he was taken out the first time, but somehow he's able to get back up here tonight. That maneuver took out Jacob Akane for a whole year, but somehow he is fighting through the pain. He could have a broken neck. He could be fighting with a broken neck. Whiplash, I'm sure, is got to be there in his neck for sure. Oh, but Ultimo Nightmare just picks him up with a double underhook suplex. Picks him up like he's nothing, too. 350 pounds. And now Adam Ace, shot to the back of the neck. And there has been so much damage inflicted in this one. We're only about 4 or 5 minutes in. And speaking of damage, Marcus Xander, that future shock DDT. Oh, and the curb stomp right on the stop sign. 1, 2. Oh, and Jacob Akane kicks out, but that kick out was real mild. And he goes for the flatliner there. That's one of Adam Ace's finishers. 1, 2. Ultimo Nightmare kicks out. That flatliner is one of his finishers, and I think it does quite a bit of damage too, having that mask of Ultimo Nightmare just crash into the mat. Oh, and Adam Ace going to the top rope, a little bit uncharacteristic. Is he going to go for a big maneuver? And he goes for the splash, and he comes up with no water in the pool, but he lands right on that stop sign. 1. Oh, and a kick out at 1. Landed right on that aluminum stop sign. Oh, and a pickup in the slam. And every time Ultimo Nightmare does a maneuver to Jacob Akane, it is so impressive. He just picks him up like it's nothing. Oh, and just brains him with that kendo stick. Ultimo Nightmare is so dangerous and scary without a weapon, but when he's got a weapon in his hand, it is going to deal triple damage. It is so terrifying. Oh, and a big headbutt. I think Jacob Akane on the BCW roster, he's got the best headbutt. He's got the hardest head, so he's got the best headbutt. But now Xander, he is isolated 2-on-1 here in the ring. Brains him with that stop sign, and that stop sign is looking real warped and messed up. Adam Ace now has it, just brains him again, and look at that stop sign. It is creating some very unnatural angles. The sides of that stop sign so sharp. It is that 1/8 gauge aluminum. It can slice you up just like a blade. Now they're fighting on the outside here. And speaking of unusual angles, when you are on the outside, you have the 90-degree angle of those steel steps. You have the steel guardrails. You've got that thin matting where every maneuver where you hit the ground is going to do double damage. You have the corner beat of the apron. There are weapons under the ring. There are so many things. It is truly the devil's playground, and the Exiled, they excel in that type of environment. But right now they're just going for straight up blows. Foregoing the weapons and foregoing all the accoutrements of the outside just for straight fisticuffs and maneuvers. And that is where keeping your emotions in check is so important. Sometimes you just want to grab your opponent, goozle them, choke the life out of them, and inflict pain with your bare hands. Even when you have weapons at your disposal. And speaking of doing something with your bare hands, that was a big, huge super kick using your bare feet. And Jacob Akane, he's got legs like tree trunks. I can only imagine the power, force, and velocity that a Samoan super kick is going to deal. And right here, headbutts to the back of Xander. Now Adam Ace in the ring with that stop sign. Brains Ultimo Nightmare, just wanted him to get in. He got in. Oh, and he's going here. Flatliner, it's his finisher. Xander picking up the steel chair. Oh, but quickly breaks it up. But has to throw it down in order to break it up. Lots of plunder in the ring, but there has been so much damage in this one. I feel like we are one big maneuver away from the finish, and that could be it. A shot to the back of the head. It's the shots you don't see coming that do the most damage. You know, Jacob Akane setting up that chair in the corner. He's got some evil intentions. He's got a plan in mind. But picks up Ultimo Nightmare and slams him down. Goes for the cover, but real slowly. And Jacob Akane is hurting very, very slow to get into that cover. Oh, and Jacob Akane rolls to the outside of the ring, and that isolates Adam Ace, the smaller man. Oh, but is he going for the curb stomp? On the stop sign, nails it. That could be it. Face to the steel. Ultimo Nightmare is motionless in the ring. Jacob Akane looking under the ring to find something. Does not come up with what he wants. But he cannot waste time. He has to get back in the ring, and he does. And that stop sign is really getting paid by the hour here in this one. Oh, and what's this? Ultimate Nightmare going for the Nightmare Fuel, looking to take out Adam Ace, and hits him.
Fatality.
Back lands on the stop sign while his neck lands on the ropes. That maneuver has already happened to Jacob Akane here tonight, and it happened at Beyond Rules 1 where it took him out. Adam Ace could be out of this match for the duration. This could be a handicap now. This could be a handicap match now. The Exile taking on Jacob Akane, but Adam Ace gets back up. But I do not know what state he is in, and Xander just brains Adam Ace in the back of the neck. Really focusing in on the neck. Throws him in the ropes. Owen goes for a kick to the leg, but it does not take down Jacob Akane with that 350 frame. Picks him up, spins out Xander. And Ultimo Nightmare with that slam on the outside. But Jacob Akane is going for his finisher. That big running Samoan Claymore kick to the face. That could be a knockout. And using that 350 to take out Ultimo Nightmare. And now we are reaching the crescendo. Jacob Akane goes up to the top.
Finish him.
Are they going to finish him? Dual finishers right here simultaneously. Can they get the double pin? 1, 2. Owen Xander kicks out. 1, 2. Adam Ace gets it. Pins Ultimo Nightmare. Gets revenge for his tag team partner. And wins this matchup for him and Jacob Akane. Wow. The first loss for Ultimo Nightmare. I thought he was an unstoppable killing machine. But Adam Ace has pinned Ultimo Nightmare here tonight. Wow, congratulations to Adam Ace and Jacob Akane picking up a massive win, defeating the undefeated Exile, defeating the BCW World Tag Team Champions. They have definitely earned a BCW World Tag Team title match here tonight in what I would consider an upset here at Beyond Rules 3. And earlier tonight, we had Isaac Taylor confront Cameron Lewis. He wanted some answers, and he got them. So let's take a look at the footage that happened earlier tonight before Beyond Rules 3 went on the air, and you can see for yourself exactly what happened between Cameron Lewis and Isaac Taylor.
Final round.
And we are at the second half of tonight's co-main event, and it will be an ambulance match. First time ever in BCW. Mr. GM versus Dirty Don here tonight. But we got to break down the X factors in this one, because this match came about because it was Mr. GM's revenge against Dirty Don. Over the last few months, Dirty Don has been making Mr. GM's life a living hell, from putting a bounty on Benson Hicks to getting Fancy Dan fired to putting Mr. GM himself in a squash match against Victor Payne a few weeks ago. So this is Mr. GM's revenge. He is rolling up his sleeves. He's getting in the ring himself and doing something about Dirty Don. And he is doing it tonight in a non-title ambulance match. Mr. GM, he is so fed up with Dirty Don, he wants to beat him up so bad that he gets sent to the hospital. And the ambulance match, it is the perfect opportunity to execute that plan. But in a match like this, it is a potential career-shortening match. Dirty Don, he's the world champion. He's got matchups in the future. Will this shorten his career? Whereas Mr. GM, he's management. He is not an active competitor on the regular, so he's got nothing to lose. He can take all the damage. Will Mr. GM's game plan go according to plan? We're going to find out in this main event here tonight.
Please welcome to the ring, the man in charge, Mr. GM.
And here he is, Mr. GM, the BCW matchmaker, and what a match he has made for tonight. Pulling out all the stops with a match we have not seen in BCW, the ambulance match. And this is the perfect event to have this type of match on, the Beyond Rules match. But Mr. GM, he is not an active competitor. So can he get the job done here tonight? Stepping back in the ring, pulling up his sleeves, and doing the dirty work himself? We're going to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed BCW World Heavyweight Champion, Dirty Don.
And here he is, Dirty Don, the BCW World Champion since BCW 3. He has had a stranglehold on that championship for over 2 years. And as we've seen from his record, 17-2-1, those 2 losses came in 6-man tag matches where he wasn't even pinned. So he's never been defeated in a singles match. That is why he is the BCW World Champion. Non-title here tonight. But we say all that to say that Mr. GM has a tall task here tonight if he's looking to pick up the win. He's going against the World Champion. He's going against a man who's undefeated. But perhaps tonight the goal is just to inflict damage, and when you got an ambulance match, that is the perfect opportunity to inflict some damage on the champ. Is Mr. GM going to look to get the win, derail Dirty Don's momentum, or is he going to look to inflict damage? We are going to find out in the main event here tonight. But as they bring in the ambulance for this ambulance match, we got to break down the rules. Take it away, Mr. Announcer.
The following is an ambulance match. There are no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, and no disqualifications. The only way to win is to throw your opponent into the ambulance and shut the door.
Final round. Fight!
And here we go. This first time ever ambulance match is underway. Mr. GM versus Dirty Don, and Dirty Don throwing GM right out of the ring to kick off this one in a beautiful sliding maneuver from Dirty Don. They are getting out of the ring and fighting on the outside very, very quickly to kick this one off. And in terms of strategy, you got to think that Dirty Don will want to finish this one quick, throw Mr. GM in the ambulance. Dirty Don does not get paid by the hour. That is how he has retained his title over and over again, and that is how he wins matches all the time. He finds the shortest distance between A to B, so I think Dirty Don is going to be looking to throw Mr. GM in that ambulance, get this match over quick. Whereas Mr. GM, I think he wants to inflict max amount of damage. He wants to beat Dirty Don within an inch of his life. He wants to send him to the hospital. He wants to break his bones, give him bruises and lacerations. So we're going to see how the strategies of both these men play out here. And just some brutal stiff shots and some huge rights from Mr. GM. He's got those fists taped up, so he is looking to throw some haymakers. Both these men have their fists taped up. Dirty Don with a big, huge knee there. And right as I was going to say who's going to be the first to go for the weapons, it is Dirty Don, and he finds a barbed wire wrap baseball bat, and he just brains Mr. GM. Hits him right in the head, but Mr. GM, you got to get up. I know it is so painful getting hit with that barbed wire bat or whatever other weapons come into play into this one. But if you don't want to get hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, you got to suck it up. You got to get up, and you got to hit your opponent with something. And speaking of getting hit with something, a big shot to the face there. And Dirty Don, just as I thought, he is opening up those doors. That is the first step to throwing your opponent into the ambulance, and then you got to close both doors. But Mr. GM, he's got to do something. And right as I say that, he goes for the low blow, taking full advantage of the no disqualification aspect of this one. And now he has got the barbed wire bat that Dirty Don has introduced, and he is just slamming him with it. Just wearing out those knees and ankles and shins. And now he's just going for his head and busts him wide open. The champ has been bloodied. He has that head, looks like it right above the eyebrow. He's got that laceration just hitting him again. Just no. Dirty Don, no counter to this one, but he's got to do something. Otherwise, he's just going to be taken out with that barbed wire bat. But Mr. GM throws it down. And Dirty Don goes for a fireball, just burning Mr. GM's eyes. Mr. GM has those glasses on that could do double damage. And now Dirty Don wearing him out with the bat and just throws the bat right in his face. Such brutality in this one. Mr. GM's face is all burned up. We see the singe marks for that fireball. And Mr. GM wearing those glasses, he could have some broken glass in his eyes from the fireball or the barbed wire bat shot where Dirty Don threw it in his face. Such brutality already in this one. And speaking of brutality, it could be the dirty driver. Oh, but Mr. GM reverses. Spins him around and Polish hammer right to the face. Well, we're about 3-4 minutes into this match, and I do not know who has taken the worst of it so far. Dirty Don has been brutalized with that barbed wire bat, but it is hard to say how much damage that fireball did. We do not know how it has affected the vision. It could have burned off Mr. GM's eyebrows, singed his eyelashes, melted some of the glass and metal on those glasses. But Dirty Don, he is busted open, and as evidence there, look at all the blood on the mat. That is from the forehead and the eyebrow of Dirty Don. We can see a close-up shot right there, beautiful camera angle. But Dirty Don is looking to finish him. Can he close the door? You got to close both doors. Pulse pounding, heart racing. Can either man gain the advantage? And Mr. GM, too much strength left in his body, was able to force that door open and get out of the ambulance. Now he's picking him up here, Dirty Don. Shots here, and I think now it is a matter of counter fighting. Counters that shot, hits Mr. GM in the ribs, trying to counter, going in there. And now Mr. GM counters that double underhook suplex. Dirty Don's so good at those suplexes. Picking him up for a neck breaker. Oh, but at the last second spins it out and slams that open laceration onto the mat. Thought he was going for a neck breaker, but opted to hit Dirty Don's face into the mat, making it even more brutal than the neck breaker, potentially ripping that cut above Dirty Don's eyebrow up even more. Throws him in the back of the truck.
Finish him.
And now it is Mr. GM's turn. Can he muster every ounce of strength? Both men jockeying for position, using every ounce of strength. And much like in MMA, when you're in the clinch, pushing and pulling that door does not look like it uses a lot of strength, but I guarantee it does. Uses a lot of power, really zaps your strength, because you are pushing as hard as you can on either side to gain the advantage. But Mr. GM comes up on the winning end of that one. But look at all the blood. Eventually, the blood loss is going to play a factor for Dirty Don here. What's he going for now? Oh, the Fisherman's DDT, and that did a lot of damage. Those pads are real thin on the outside, and Mr. GM just landing on his head. Both these men are going to have some serious headaches come tomorrow morning. And a powerbomb right in the back of the truck. Has Dirty Don done enough to close the door and to finish off the night for Mr. GM? And he's got that one door closed. This is the farthest he's got, the closest he's got. Pushing as hard as he can. Mr. GM pushing as hard as he can. And Mr. GM still enough energy, still enough life left in his body. And throws him back in the ring. Both these men going for more damage. And the barbed wire bat has been brought back into play. It's done a lot of damage. It is the MVP in this match so far. And now Dirty Don just wearing him out. Hitting him in the arm, the chest, the head. Hitting him in the leg now. Mr. GM reverses though. What's he got here? Slams Dirty Don's head and now choking him out. This must feel real good. Grinding that boot right into the trachea of the champ. And after weeks and weeks of Dirty Don just playing those mind games, outsmarting Mr. GM, this must feel really good. This must be exactly what Mr. GM has envisioned for this match. And not only grinding his knee into the back of the champ, but also taking those hands and getting him on the forehead of Dirty Don, opening up that cut. But Dirty Don goes for his finisher, the Dirty Driver. Oh, and now he's telling Mr. GM to bring it on. He's saying, Mr. GM, this is what you wanted, so bring it. And just goes coast to coast, crisscrossing the ring with that big face wash boot to the face. And now what has Dirty Don gotten planned? Whatever it was, he does not get it. Mr. GM reverses. Both these men taking a lot of damage. The body can only take so much. And now goes for the neck breaker to the outside. Oh, but Mr. GM, he has got something in mind. What's he going for under the ring here? Oh, and he's going for a trash can. Much like we saw in the last match with that stop sign, that trash can create some real unusual angles. It can really create some spiked up. Oh, and what's he got here? Picking him up for the Dirty Driver on the outside. That could have been enough to knock out Mr. GM. Mr. GM could be knocked out. His eyes are glazed. He could be out on his feet. Dirty Don throws him into the back of the truck. Could this be enough after his finisher to the outside? Can he finish him in this one? Mr. GM not knocked out, but I don't know what the damage is. After hitting that Dirty Driver, Dirty Don pushes as hard as he can, and he wins it here tonight. Finishes off Mr. GM.
Fatality.
Hits the fatality there, which was the Dirty Driver onto the outside. Dirty Don wins the battle, but has he won the war because of all the lacerations and blood loss? We do not know the extent of the damage to Dirty Don. As we see here, this is where all that damage came about. Mr. GM, he has lost the match, but has he done exactly what he wanted? Got in there and inflicted some serious damage on the champ. But this was the move that finished it off. It is the tried and true Dirty Driver. It has finished off opponent after opponent after opponent for Dirty Don. And look at all that blood. And the referee presenting Dirty Don with his championship. The championship was not on the line, and the ref is quick to get out of the ring. Dirty Don, I'm sure his fuse is absolutely short right now, so the ref handing off the championship to Dirty Don. Dirty Don picks up another victory here tonight. But the real story is how much damage has been done to the champ. We're going to have to find out in the next episode, get an injury report. But tonight we kicked it off with Amir Man and Grizzly Mac in what I would consider an upset, picking up the win over Akensho and Tofik. Both these two teams are going to face each other in the quarterfinals of the Commonwealth title tournament, and we'll have that for you in early 2025. And then another upset, what I got to consider an upset, Adam Ace and Jacob Akane picking up the win over the undefeated BCW World Tag Team Champions. I'm sure they got a BCW World Tag Team title match coming to them in early 2025 as well. Quite the upset there. And then as we just seen, Mr. GM Dirty Don. Dirty Don picks up the win in this first time ever ambulance match. But how much damage was done? We're going to have to get a report on that. But congratulations to Dirty Don picking up the win in tonight's co-main event. And as we look forward to the next one, we are taking a break from regularly scheduled BCW action to present the 2024 Euroslam tournament. We're headed over to Europe. Do not miss the next episode and do not miss the Euroslam tournament. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.